This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple support in Melissa's wake, another Apple target goes higher, an iPhone boosts China smartphone sales. It is Monday, the 3rd of November, 2025. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by NordLayer. Secure your network, block threats to your business, and get 28% off NordLayer yearly plans today with coupon code MacOSKen-28 at nordlayer.com/MacOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSKen. Apple's putting part of its wealth toward disaster relief. Taking to the internet's own disaster area, 9 to 5 Mac says Apple CEO Tim Cook hit the hell site on Friday, pledging support from the company in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. Calling it the most powerful hurricane to ever strike Jamaica, a piece from USA Today tracked destruction from the storm across that island nation, along with Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and the Bahamas. The death toll across the region was over 60 as of Saturday morning. With power and other facilities and services knocked out, Cook hit Twitter on Friday morning, saying, "Our hearts go out to all of those impacted by the destruction of Hurricane Melissa. Apple will be making a donation to help with relief efforts on the ground." The company's various services do not appear to be facilitating donations from the public for this emergency. News of another price target rise in the wake of Apple's fourth quarter earnings. I told you of a few financial analysts upping their 12-month price targets on the Cupertino company in the wake of last Thursday's earnings. They included Evercore upping its target from $290 to $300, JP Morgan raising its target from $290 to $305, and Wedbush pulling out another stop, taking its target from $310 to $320. Now a piece from Apple Insider had TD Cowen blowing past the Wedbush target. The firm is stoked over iPhone strength, a sentiment likely supported by Apple Exec saying on last week's call that the current quarter will be the best ever for iPhone. Not the Cowens without worries. Apple Insider twice stresses the firm's belief that Apple must invest more in AI. That said, Cowen analysts acknowledge that Apple's doing that, so okay. What they're not sweating, or not a lot anyway, are tariff-related costs and regulatory issues. TD Cowen has a positive rating on Apple shares. The firm used its post-earnings note to raise its target on the shares from $275 to $325. A bit of news that might please financial analysts analyzing Apple. iPhone sales are still going gangbusters in China, according to Counterpoint research. The firm issued a note late last week that had December quarter smartphone sales off to a strong start, led by the iPhone 17 line. Smartphone sales were up 11% for the first 2 weeks of the quarter versus the same starting period a year ago. An analyst with the firm says it was iPhone 17 Pro that stood out for those 2 weeks, building on strength seen by the entry-level iPhone 17 in the first few days of its availability. By Counterpoint's count, all models in the 17 line, Base, Pro, and Pro Max are performing extremely well, with overall sellout up 40% in the first 2 weeks of October. And there is plenty ahead to propel sales. Another Counterpoint analyst points out that there are also a lot of moving parts working in Apple's favor, including a mid-autumn festival pushed back into October, an 11/11 sales period pushed forward, and COVID upgrade cycles hitting. Though the Counterpoint release doesn't mention it, iPhone Air is also worth mentioning. The 2 weeks covered by last week's note did not include iPhone Air in China, which is said to have sold out within hours when pre-orders began. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, NordLayer, a toggle-ready network security platform built for today's business. The end of the year is fast approaching. If strengthening security for your business was on the 2025 to-do list, now is the time with NordLayer's Black Friday savings. You probably know Nord for its consumer VPN. Built for business, NordLayer does that and a whole lot more, combining VPN, access control, and threat protection in one easy-to-use platform. No new hardware, no huge setup, just secure connection and full control in no time. Not that they're rushing you. NordLayer includes step-by-step onboarding with support available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't want to replace everything you've already got? You don't have to. NordLayer is a layer that works with your existing setup across major platforms, including Windows, Mac, Linux, iPhone, and Android. From a few people to 50 plus, NordLayer has various plans and pricing options for you, and at a great savings right now. Get the exclusive Black Friday offer, 28% off NordLayer yearly plans with coupon code MacOSKen-28 at nordlayer.com/MacOSKen. This offer is only good until the 10th of December, so don't wait. Try it risk-free with their 14-day money-back guarantee. Keep your workers working safely and guard against outside threats with NordLayer. Get 28% off yearly plans with coupon code MacOSKen-28 at nordlayer.com/MacOSKen. Out now for just over a month, Apple's latest iPhones have landed in the company's self-repair program. According to a piece from Apple Insider, Apple has released self-repair manuals and open parts orders for iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone 17 Pro Max, and iPhone Air through its self-service repair portal. That means do-it-yourselfers and small business peeps in Canada, countries across Europe, the UK, and the US can effect various repairs. Those include sourcing and replacing batteries, cameras, glass, microphones, and other pieces and parts. Of course, Apple's self-repair list isn't the only resource for do-it-yourselfers. Mac Rumors has word of the latest teardown from iFixit. That has the breaker and, fingers crossed, fixer of things going to town on the M5 iPad Pro and finding a repair paradox. Why not Reparadox? It was right there. Reparadox. Rolls off the tongue. So what was the Reparadox? Well, the fact that iPad Pro is so difficult to repair, one of the least repair-friendly devices in Apple's lineup, according to iFixit, and yet Apple makes instructions and parts available to do it. Or probably will. Having just released it week before last, Mac Rumors and iFixit assume that Apple will release self-service parts for this particular model in the coming months. Working on that assumption, Mac Rumors says iFixit gave the M5 iPad Pro a provisional reparability score of 5 out of 10. While that is higher than previous models, half reparable is not nearly reparable enough as far as iFixit is concerned. If you want to see what happens when they go under the hood, the teardown is up now on YouTube. And finally today, U.S. passports are apparently bound for Apple Wallet soon. Mac Rumors had VP of Apple Pay and Apple Wallet Jennifer Bailey speaking just over a week ago at the Money 2020 USA conference in Las Vegas. Describing the implementation, Mac Rumors says after creating a digital passport in the Wallet app, You will be able to present it in person at TSA checkpoints and select U.S. airports for identity verification purposes during domestic travel. Additionally, Apple says the digital ID feature is secure, private, and compliant with Real ID, according to the report. But it will not work for international travel and border crossings, and it doesn't replace a physical passport. Man, the future is kind of confusing, isn't it? During the speech, Bailey reiterated that the feature is coming soon, according to Mac Rumors, though how soon is unclear. Apple had originally said that a software update would be required for the digital passport. That wording is now stripped from Apple's site. So maybe it happens in conjunction with an iOS update, or maybe Apple pulls some server-side magic. Whatever the case, Apple's site says the feature will be available to U.S. citizens by the end of this year. Assuming that sticks, yeah, it's pretty much gotta be coming soon. macOS Ken, brought to you by me, and sponsored by NordLayer. Get 28% off NordLayer yearly plans today with coupon code macOSKen-28 at nordlayer.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can find me on Mastodon, macOSKen at mastodon.social. You can also send me an email, info@macOSKen.com. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.